What occurs when we pass away? Humans have been captivated by this question for thousands of years. The afterlife was a destination as well as a mystery in ancient Egypt and China, a place that needed rituals, preparation, and strong cultural convictions. Death was a transition rather than a conclusion in ancient Egypt. According to Egyptian belief, there is a permanent afterlife known as the Field of Reeds, where if one is judged worthy, one can find joy, beauty, and tranquility. However, access to that afterlife necessitated ritual, sorcery, and appropriate burial in addition to faith. Detailed spells and directions for navigating the afterlife can be found in the Book of the Dead, a crucial funerary text that has been utilized for more than a millennium. The weighing of the heart ceremony is one of the well-known spells that teach the dead how to deal with the gods' judgment. The goddess of truth, Mat, measured the heart against her feather. Amet, a terrible deity, devoured the soul if the heart was burdened with sin. Half a world away, ancient China established its own profoundly ingrained customs on death. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, had such a deep belief in the afterlife that he constructed the terracotta army, a whole army made of clay, to guard him when he died. These thousands of life-sized chariots, horses, and troops were found more than 2 millennia after he was buried in 210 BCE. The fact that each figure is distinct suggests that people believed their personality persisted after they passed away. Ancestor worship and appropriate ceremonies guaranteed the spirit's peaceful passage to the afterlife. According to the classic of rites, Confucian literature from the Warring States era, it was thought that skipping these ceremonies could cause a soul to become restless and possibly dangerous to the living. Both civilizations felt the deceased required offerings and direction. In Egypt, tombs were filled with elaborately decorated coffins, food, and Shabtai figurines to serve the deceased in the afterlife. More than 5,000 items, including chariots, board games, and a solid gold coffin, were found in the 14th century BC tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, which was unearthed in 1922. A parallel view can be found in China at the tomb of Lady Dai, a noble woman from the Han era. Her tomb was discovered in the 1970s and contained silk clothing, lacquerware, and afterlife maps. Her transition from the world of the living to the land of the immortals is depicted on a painted silk banner that was discovered draped over her coffin. Despite their very different settings and hundreds of miles apart, Egypt and China shared the belief that the dead still existed and that the living contributed to their well-being, according to the narrator. How does that describe us? Perhaps people have always required rituals, myths, and hope to make sense of what happens next, regardless of time or society. Ultimately, the afterlife reveals more about the living than the dead.